Are you trying to dial in a guitar tone, but no matter what you do, it sounds like this? You have to remember, tone starts at the source. Hey guys, Joey here, and in today's video, I'm going to show you a few tricks you can use to improve your guitar DI. A bad direct signal can make it way more difficult to get a sound that you'd expect out of the amp. Your amp will only sound as good as the signal that you feed it. If someone sends you a direct signal to reamp with a cheap guitar, a weak DI box, or even dead strings, then you'll spend way longer than necessary trying to tweak the amp to fit the mix. We can get there way faster by EQing the DI. Load an EQ on your DI tracks. Let's start by filtering out some of those sub-frequencies. We don't want these hitting the amp and causing unnecessary attention to stuff that we're not going to even use. I'm hearing a ton of mud that could get cut around 200 Hz. Awesome. The last step is to brighten our signal with a high frequency boost. Let's listen to a before and after to hear what our EQ is doing. The DI has way more clarity and doesn't create so much mud. It's sort of like the guitarist recorded with a really nice tube screamer. A super common problem is that a direct signal will have inconsistent transients. This can happen for a number of reasons, like if the guitar has weak pickups, a bad cable, or the player just doesn't have a steady right hand. The easiest remedy for this is compression. Load a compressor after the EQ. Set the threshold so that it catches the weird peaks. Adjust the ratio until you hear the peaks getting closer to the rest of the signal. I like a fast attack and a slower release here so we can catch the peaks quick enough, but the overall volume doesn't jump around too much from note to note. Now the hits are really consistent, but the amp isn't getting pushed very much. We can get more signal from the DI just by boosting the output volume or the makeup gain. This saves a step while dialing in the tone. Let's listen back to how the compressor changed the guitar tone. Awesome! We're getting the results of a compressor or boost pedal just by processing the DI. Treating a DI isn't only for problem solving. There's a ton of creative things that you can do with it too. Let's try creating an octave effect with our DI. You can get a way cleaner sound by doing this processing before the amp. First, duplicate the guitar chain. Use whatever pitch shifter you like to move the new guitar DIs down one octave. These octave guitars are usually a bit more muddier, so we can go even further with the EQ moves that we made earlier. Let's take this a step further with the transient designer. Pitching down these guitars sucked some of the attack out, and I'm going to bring that back in with JST Transify. Since we're working with the DI and not the amplified signal, we can go all the way with these settings. Let's crank the attack knobs. The sustain controls how long our boost lasts. I don't want to get too technical here, but basically pitch processing can change the shape of a waveform. I want to bring up the whole transient, so I'm going to need a little bit more sustain on each of these bands. The last step is similar to what we did with the compressor. Just boost the output volume. Balance the octave guitars with our regular guitars, and we're done. Let's listen back to see how our changes have brought this effect to life. Awesome! That added a ton of weight to our guitar tone without losing any clarity. Now let's go back to the beginning and see how each step helped save this tone. By processing and treating our DIs, we are able to get way more album-ready tones without even touching the amp. Keep this stuff in mind when it's taking too long to get a usable guitar sound. Switching between 10 amps and 30 cabs may not be the answer if your DI is the problem. And don't be afraid to get creative with the DI. There's an endless amount of stuff that you can try to get a super unique guitar tone. Are you paying attention to your DI quality? What are some things that you've done to a DI to get the best tone? Let me know in the comments below. That's it for this one. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to tap that bell to get notified when we upload new videos. Until next time, happy mixing.